For if you forgive others when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will forgive you. And, you know, we're out here at a long day of work, and I got to play pickleball. And there was an incident one of the last times I played where we didn't exactly know the etiquette about when you finish a game, you're supposed to yell open court and then get off so that the next people waiting can come take your spot. So we yelled open court, and then we stayed on there, and then a guy kind of started yelling at us to you got to get off though, you got to get off. And I still, even many years now into my Christian walk, I still don't react the way I want to react when somebody I perceive is disrespecting me. And it just hit me tonight. I used to be extremely forgiving, almost too much, to the point where I would just kind of naive and probably from a world's perspective soft. I used to work in TV news, and I got to do a lot of sports. And I was doing a Monday night football game back in like 1996 or 1997 against the Cowboys and the Redskins in Washington, D.C. And I was on the sidelines. Then I was in the end zone, and Dallas, they threw a touchdown into our end zone. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen photographers, videographers on the sidelines or along the end zone in NFL games, but they're littered. They're like every couple, there's no walking room. They're like side by side by side. But the play was to my right, and it was deep in the end zone. So everybody to my right was leaning over into the field, blocking my view, which caused me to lean over, blocking to the right, leaning into the right, and I blocked the person to the left of me. Lo and behold, that person was the senior video producer for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think maybe he was working with NFL Films that game. And he just went off on me and ripped me a new one, cursing me out. I was like 22 years old at the time, and it was so disrespectful and even embarrassing. And I took it because even though I was just reacting to what everyone else was doing, I just said, I'm sorry about that, man, even though he was being so disrespectful. That was long before my walk. I did have the plants, the seeds of Christ in my life at that time, but they hadn't taken, I wasn't walking with the Lord. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey man, you should never take that. Don't let anybody talk to you like that. That guy he had some choice words for him. He should not have done that. That was completely out of line, and he was not right to do that. And then it just kind of ate away at me. I had a 2-hour ride home. It kind of ate away at me. It just really irked me. And that was just one of a few inciting incidents that I think now has me ready to lash out when somebody disrespects me. And it's so anti the gospel. It's so anti what Christ did. It's to see somebody lashing out like that and then still not taking it personally, but being full of grace and forgiveness, and forgiving them in our heart has to happen to be able to show grace. And I'm so far from perfect from it, because when that guy was like, you got to get off the court, I just kind of stared at him. I was like, you don't gotta yell. It wasn't as bad as maybe it was before, in between that incident in the NFL game and now, but it's still not what it should be. And it's one thing to do that and to not be aware and to keep doing it. It's another thing to be aware and then to work on it. And I pray that God keeps working on me in that way. And if you're following Christ, or even if you're not, I pray that you ask Christ to come into your life and to soften your heart so that you're able to forgive those who really don't deserve it. Because even when you're in the right, it doesn't matter if you're in the right standing or if you're right in an argument. It's all about how you treat them. That is how they know you, by your love. And your love is defined by how you treat them, whether you're right or wrong, how you treat them. Christ treated those that were crucifying him, spitting on him, mocking him, the same way he did his family who sat there and wept. He forgave them because they did not know what they were doing. A lot of people are lashing out at a lot of other people because they've been programmed and conditioned that way. They do not know what they're doing now. So we need to be like in Mattyew 6:14. We need to forgive others as our Heavenly Father forgives us. That is the way to heaven, through grace and forgiveness. I pray this finds you well. God bless. See you tomorrow.